Welcome to my channel. I'm Danielle from Danielle's Books, and today I'm doing a recent reads video. So I've been reading a lot of horror lately. I do have one thriller to talk about today, and yeah, if you're not following already, don't forget to follow me on Instagram, on Goodreads, and then also subscribe to this channel. Also, my husband Zach's books, his channel will be linked down below, and don't forget to subscribe to that. So we're going to jump right into the books, and the first one I'm going to start with is Out Behind the Barn by John Bowden and Chad Lutzke. This is my first read by either of these authors, and this is just a short horror novella. It's about, I want to say, a little over 100 pages, and I really liked this. So I had a hard time choosing a rating for this one because I was going between a 4 and a 5 star. So let me give you a kind of the synopsis real quick. So in this one, you're following Ronnie and Davey, and they live on a farm with Maggie, who they call Mama, and then Maggie brings home like a different person every so often. So right away you're following, and she brings home a girl named Rose, and basically these people that she brings are to help on the farm. And you're kind of going from there, seeing like what the dynamic is between all of these people, why they act the way they act, how these boys even got to this place, and then you find out obviously what happens, and it's kind of a heartbreaking ending. It's kind of sad, and I don't know, it was a horror that ended on a happy note, and I'm not used to reading that, so I would recommend it. I think I'm gonna settle at like a 4.5, just because I don't know, I like wanted more from it. And actually, Zach and I normally don't read like together, just sitting here reading, just because he works a lot, so when he's home we're usually hanging out and stuff. But I was literally sitting here reading this book because I wanted to know what was happening, even while Zach was sitting there like trying to talk to me and stuff, and I was like not listening to him because I just wanted to know what was going to happen in this book. So I would definitely recommend it, and that's Out Behind the Barn by John Bowden and Chad Lutzke. Next up is The Switch House by Tim Meyer. And first of all, this cover is absolutely stunning. Zach is behind the camera, so hopefully we get a zoom in on the cover.
Bear with me, y'all.
So in this one, you're following Angela and Terry, and they got the chance of a lifetime to be on a show called Let's Switch Houses. It's a popular show, and so obviously they switched houses with a complete stranger, and so for a couple months they, you know, lived in a stranger's house. They had recently gone through a tragedy. You don't know what it is right away in the book, and so they're trying to move past it, kind of you know, get away from it basically. And so they decide to do the show. They're gone for a couple months, and then when they get back to their house, things of course feel off. Angela especially, she's getting nightmares. She feels like a stranger in her house. She has no idea you know, what happened, but of course naturally she wants to get to the bottom of it and see, you know, what has happened in her house the last couple months. And so you kind of follow that journey, and, you know, she kind of, it gets to the point where she, you know, I don't want to give anything away. So I would really, really recommend this book. This one is about 183 pages, so another one that's under 200 pages. And this one also kind of flew by for me, and this was a total cover buy when I first got it. So that's the second book that I read. And then the last book I'm going to talk about in this video is a thriller, and this is The Paris Apartment by Lucy Foley. And I actually read this after Zach. He read this a few months ago, and I decided to pick it up even though he didn't give it rave reviews. But like him, I wanted to pick it up too because Only Murders in the Building is one of our favorite shows. It was mentioned in the synopsis that it was kind of like that, and so I was like, well, I want to read something like that. So in this one, I kind of already forgot their names. Jess, She goes to Paris because she's trying to get a fresh start, and she goes to visit her brother Ben, but when she gets there, Ben isn't there, and so you're kind of following her as she's trying to figure out what's happening, where he is, and then, you have all of the neighbors. It is like Only Murders in the Building because there are neighbors, and you learn about them, and they all are like a character in themselves, kind of like how the show was. So in that sense, I would say it is kind of like that. I would give this a 3. It's not anything groundbreaking. It's not anything that I would ever read again, but for what it was fine. It was average, and I don't know. I think Zach ended up giving it a 2-star because he read it at the beginning of the month that he read it, and then he forgot everything about it at the end, and like I just said, I kind of forgot the characters' names, so I'll probably get there at some point that I forget everything that happens, so maybe this will end up being a lower rating, but I don't know. I'm going to settle at a 3. But I will say it was very atmospheric. I kind of was liking... by the way, the cover is stunning. Does it go all the way around? It does. Here, let's show that off. How cute. But yeah, I don't know. It was just average, like I said. And for thrillers, I don't want to talk too much about it, but that's basically the premise. You're just following her, going on this journey, trying to figure out what's going on. So that is The Paris Apartment by Lucy Foley. Alright, well there you have it. Those are the 3 books that I have read recently. These are not the only books that I've read in June. If you want to see a June wrap-up, maybe Zach and I can film ours together, and we can put it either on this channel or the other one. It doesn't really matter to me. But yeah, these are my most recent reads, and yeah, I would recommend all of them. I think you can get something out of all of them. Maybe not as much The Paris Apartment, but...
I agree with that statement.
I don't know. It's up to you. But yeah, I'll have all these linked down below, and if you're not already, subscribe to this channel. It's a new channel. This used to be our podcast channel. We kind of switched things up a little bit, if you haven't noticed. But I'll be uploading on it now. And yeah, thanks for watching and hanging out, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye!